Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SLU College Counseling YouTube channel once again. And we have an amazing visitor today, Missy Bondi from University of Dayton. Woohoo! We love
Hello.
Dayton, the Dayton Flyers. Oh my gosh. And is that not the cutest background? There's a backstory to that, but we don't need to tell that today. It just now qualifies as the cutest background we have available on our playlist. So, Missy, I'm here to ask you today about things that are not necessarily on University of Dayton's website. So these are things that SLU High boys want to know. What is so attractive about University of Dayton to a SLU High guy?
Absolutely. I think a lot of it is the similarities between the Jesuit and the Marianist ideals. So I always say Jesuit and Marianist were very similar. We're all about giving back to others, being men for others, as well as Marianists, we say always working towards the common good. And community is so important. So at the University of Dayton, community is kind of the heartbeat of the institution. And you're going to find that it permeates everything you do at the university and beyond. The Flyer faithful, as we call our alumni, really are that. They are the Flyer faithful. They live and breathe. They are diehard Flyer fans for life, and it's always something that's super important to them. So I think that's something that they'll find the transit. You guys will find the transition from SLU High to UD not as drastic at some other schools because those ideas of inclusivity, diversity, hospitality, community, working towards the common good are really things that you've already learned in high school, and it's things that you want to continue on in college.
Yeah, that's still the water that everybody's swimming in. So I think that's absolutely right. But you're co-ed.
We are. We are. We're co ed. We have an incredibly diverse student body. I tell my students all the time being around and learning from people who are different than you just is going to make you better in the long run. So, some guys might be super excited about us being co ed, some might be a little hesitant. That's totally fine. We really like to meet people where they are at the university. So we really, if you're hesitant, you're going to find the group. You're going to find your tribe at UD. I have a young man who, his mom told me the other day, he struggled in high school having a group, and he's in his first year, and we've been dealing with the COVID pandemic,
Oh,
and we had to start school online.
oh.
And within the first 2 weeks, he wasn't even out meeting people. He found his tribe. And I'm like, you can find your tribe even virtually at UD because community and the togetherness, even when we're not physically together, really is something students want. So I always think it's super cool.
Wow, that's really great to hear. What are the best ways that kids can connect? Would you say it's mostly through classes or mostly through clubs and activities or, um, well, when there's not a pandemic, the living situation or what
I
would
think it's a little bit of everything. We're in your first year dorm, it's same sex by floor, which is really nice. And I know that some people have really opened up their doors and maybe sat in their doorway with their masks on to be able to talk to
oh,
people. And I know that students have, virtually been through classrooms, but been lucky to have classes in person. So towards the end of September, we did go back to in-person classes, which is fantastic. In
yeah.
addition, clubs and organizations absolutely is how students meet and connect. And again, we're able to do both a little virtually and then a little in person as well. And what's really cool to see is that while we did have, like, with everybody coming back, you're going to see maybe a few people getting sick. But what was cool was the university, the students themselves took it upon themselves to really say, we need to buckle down. We need to wear our masks. We need to be all in this together so we can stay here and protect one another. And we went from being like cautious, like, uh-oh, are we going to have to shut down, to the students being like, everything's okay now.
Oh my gosh.
And
So
that was all the students. That
wow.
was not us. That was the students.
So as a community, they just took ownership of it and said, you know what,
Mhm.
we want to be here. There's nothing like this place. We've got to make this happen.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
And so it's cool that, yeah, the students are really coming together in many different ways and
mhm.
connecting as best as they can. So because they're like, we want this done. So that way we can all be out and playing and so intramurals are still happening. Students can go work at the rec flex. So there are still things happening. So that way they can participate.
Oh, that's really good. It sounds like you're doing the best you can with the situation.
Right. That's the best you can hope for.
What is the city of Dayton like? Just for our guys who haven't visited.
Yeah. So Dayton is a really up and coming town. It was one of those blue collar towns back in the day that kind of, when the economy changed, kind of was going down. And through the effort of local people and through the effort of the University of Dayton, we've really taken it upon ourselves as a community to really bring Dayton back to being this wonderful community in this wonderful city. So you really do see people, even in the Dayton community, coming together. The city is like right in our backyard. I always say it's, a mile away or so, 2 miles away. But we have a great little district called the Oregon District where students can, there's some food places there. We're building a new hub there for and I just like lost the name of it, but our business entrepreneurship students will be able to work out there. It's the arcade, that's what it's called. So we're in partnership with a local Dayton organization building the arcade, which will be businesses and classes for the community being held there. And it's not far from the university, and we have a shuttle that takes students there. So the university itself is its own kind of self-contained neighborhood, and we're sandwiched right in between downtown Dayton and the most affluent community in Dayton called Oakwood. So we're right in this little bubble. The student neighborhood is a part of the UD campus, which is really unique to the University of Dayton.
Mhm.
So you're in your kind of protected environment, but still you can travel off campus very easily if you want to.
And internships and things like that are readily available right there. And yeah.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. And we're an hour from Cincinnati. So students have gone to Cincinnati. We're about an hour and a half from Columbus.
Mhm.
We're about an hour and a half from Indianapolis. So we're actually Dayton's known as one of the top 90-minute markets in terms of community. So like we've got so much around just 90 minutes from us, which is really nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Are
Yeah.
there any new or different programs or things going on this year that we need to know about?
Not really. We this will be our third year of nursing.
Mhm.
Our nursing program is highly selective. It is a collaboration with Sinclair Community College, which is one of the best nursing schools in the Midwest. It is there are 25 spots. So and we last year we got 600 applications.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's
it is highly selective, but we do build a class, as I tell my students. So we take everything into account, and that's the only thing that has that hard deadline of November 1st.
okay. Oh,
Um, but I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much it. We are actually the only university that has an IX or a certificate in applied creativity for transformation. So it's one of my favorite programs to talk about. It's
wow.
our IACT is our Institute for Applied Creativity for Transformation, and it is a department within our university, and it's a certificate that students can get that gives them those intangibles. So creative thinking, entrepreneur thinking, and it really helps them kind of hone those skills that employers are looking for. But it's really hard to say like, oh, this is a tangible thing that you have. It's kind of like that je ne sais quoi that somebody has, as I like to call it. And it's a really cool program. And it helps you to engage your mind in different ways and look at things in a different and unique way. And it's a really cool program. So we've had it for a while, but I just always like to talk about it because it's amazing.
It's really unique though. I mean, can you do that with any major and
Yeah,
that certificate program? Wow. Oh my gosh.
any major.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Exactly. Exactly. And what's really cool about all of our majors is I always say, like, you think engineering and you can only study engineering at some schools. At UD, my engineering department's like, you like music? Go get a minor in music. You like math? Go get a minor in math. You like art? Go get a minor in art. And they encourage that. Every department encourages you to branch outside your department, to learn something new, to find your passion, to find a way to keep those things that you love as a part of your life.
Oh, wow, that's tremendous. Oh,
Yeah.
no wonder our guys love it. This is why, I mean, all the things you're saying, it's just a total follow-up. But it can be, it's very challenging as well. You're not going to come to Dayton and say, oh, this is just like SLU High. No, 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 no.
No. No, 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 no. You do have to work, absolutely. Uh, but it is one of those things that there are so many people here to help you that I tell my students, you actually have to work at failing because you have to actively not seek out people to help you. Your teacher is going to say, "You're not doing so hot. Why don't you come to my office hours? Why don't we talk this over? Why don't you go to the Learning Resource Center to help you out?" Like, it's those things that you have to actively ignore people and ignore the help that's actually given to you. So yes, you do have to work, but there's so many people that are here to help you when you do stumble and when you do have those little setbacks. We are here as a university to help you, and that includes our faculty and our staff, your resident advisor, the upperclassmen. There's everybody here that wants you to succeed. And I tell my students all the time, if you're not succeeding, then we're not succeeding as an institution. So we want to make sure that we are there to help you succeed.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we are going to let the students in now. So thank you very much, Missy.